Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, all of you. Welcome to the day 3 of our costing Sarathi practice batch. And here we are beginning with cost sheet today. Let me make it very clear. These live streaming in the YouTube and in the Zoom will go on for 2 more days, today and tomorrow. After that, classes will be live only in Zoom for those who have registered, and recorded also you can watch for 2 more times. So along attending live classes like a big commitment, and if you can do it, absolutely fantastic. But so many of you have already registered, paid and working. I'm guiding you separately, and definitely you can watch one-on-one video every day in the evening or early morning. And upcoming Sunday, you have your first quality good exam with theory, with MCQs, with question and answers for chapter 1 and chapter 2. That is the basics and the cost sheet. Okay. So these were small instructions from my side. And if you are attending live either in Zoom or in your YouTube, please comment below the video whether it is clear or not. This is not a regular batch. This is not a fast track batch. I call it as Sarathi practice batch, wherein not even 0.1% concept we will leave. But years of experience, I have made it as a gist. 2 decades I've been teaching when it was PCC, IPCC, CA Inter, all. So the gist will come wherein we will learn the concepts of cost sheet today. We will practice the problem in writing, advanced level problems which are there in your volume 2, compiler 2. All of you have taken the printout. That's past exam questions. So with the weightage and timing, we'll be doing that tomorrow. Okay, tell me one thing, all of you. This until now, is there any doubt? You all are following, the speed is fine. Anything is there, both the chats are open, you can communicate comfortable. Now, cost sheet is one of my favorite topics. Ma'am, आप सबके लिए ऐसा बोलते हैं, ऐसा नहीं बोलते. I don't say this for, what do you call it as, कौन सा वाला topic हो, standard costing, process costing. I'll teach you. I'll teach you everything. But these are the topics which are beautiful and scoring. One is cost sheet. Another scoring topic from students' point of view is joint product, byproduct. Third one is operating costing. Now see whether these types of costing, joint product, byproduct, operating, marginal, standard, budgeting, may or may not come. Full-fledged question. Cost sheet is mandatory going to be there for 10 marks or 14 marks. And if you see your study material, whether CA or CMA, you will not feel how from the cost sheet only you are going to the job cost sheet. Job cost sheet is where my every product or service is different. I'm making a shutter of this size. Okay, another one wants me to make the shutter of 2 floors, but the format is same. Operating cost sheet is same as the cost sheet I'm going to teach you today, but it is for the services. Now, for all of you, one more very important topic is our integrated accounts, wherein you have to prepare ledgers, or financial book is showing this profit, costing book is showing this profit, reconcile. For that also, the base is cost sheet. So shall we begin? What do you mean by a cost sheet? Tell me. Yeah. Good that some of you are reminding me. 21 days challenge also we have taken up. Every alternate day we are doing an activity at the end. Today also we will do that. Day before yesterday it was joy list. At the end, not now. Okay. Tell me, what do you mean by a cost sheet? What do you mean by cost? Expenditure incurred. What do you mean by costing? The process of accounting that cost in a systematic way. Now, your mom is asking you, can you please go to the nearby departmental and get few things? You'll say, okay, give me the list. Gaya wo zamana, you'll take a notepad and write. You'll say, mom, say, and tuck, 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 you'll put it in mobile phone. So mom is saying, okay, get 2 kgs of tomato, 1 packet of ghee, and 2 kgs of basmati rice, and half kg of potatoes, and half kg of tuvar dal, and 2 good beetroots. You will be confused. You say to mom, no, not like this. First you tell me what you want groceries. Next, you tell me what you want, vegetables. Next, you tell me your dairy. I'll get it perfectly well. Are you getting? Costing is there in our daily life. Costing is there in our daily life. And when we prepare cost sheet in a systematic way, in a format, we come to know, okay, we are running a manufacturing unit. Say we are making ink pens, ball pens, just an example. We know what is our expenditure factory related. We know what is our expenditure operating related, admin related. What is our expenditure selling related, distribution. Yeah. So then we know how to monitor each one. This is my cost. I want to earn minimum 20% profit on cost on sales. Our first day equation, right? Finally, you get the sales value. So if someone is asking you, we want to give you a big order as a corporate office, and we want you to make tailor-made crockery. Okay, we want on every plate to be written Deloitte. Just an example. So plate and cups and mugs, we want thousand pieces. So you will quote them because you know what is your material. Plain plate, you will get labor, you will put printing, you will do packing. How you are going to supply 1,000 plates? ये लो, ऐसे थोड़ी होगा. You will need cartoon boxes, uska cost. You will need an auto for the transport. Getting or not? So many of you must have done chota startups in schools. You remember school mein there is a fest and mom gives homemade food and you bring the paper plates and everything and then you serve. That's like a small chota startup business. That's what is cost sheet. Once you know how to prepare the cost sheet, you can ascertain your cost. You can decide how much profit you're going to earn. You can decide your selling price and you can control all the cost. Now, the way I'll bifurcate the cost in the cost sheet is some costs are fixed, some are variable, some are semi-variable. Done. कल का class फिर से देख लो कोई doubt है तो. Sometimes I'll bifurcate into factory overhead, admin overhead, selling overhead. We know now each one of it, what it is. Clear what I am speaking? समझ में आ रहा है आप सबको? I'll tell you long back, अभी तो काफी दिन से नहीं सुना, but there was a scheme of Big Bazaar. You know how they have made is really very interesting, and that is all the base of your cost sheet only. So open your notebooks, AMT. Yeah. Yesterday, some of the students writing upcoming June exam were repeatedly asking me the doubt for ओल्ड रिजीम कब करना है, न्यू रिजीम. तो मैंने जस्ट एक 10 मिनट्स का वीडियो डिस्टिंक्शन बनाया. इफ यू ऑल्सो हैव डाउट यू कैन चेक, एंड इफ यू डोंट हैव डाउट, अरे शेयर इट विथ अदर्स. ठीक है. क्या हो गया, हमारा आज का फाइल क्यों नहीं खुल रहा है? वन सेकेंड. Great. Sometimes you are required to. One second, huh, dear students. Can I ask all the students to please keep the videos off? This is being live streamed. And I'm surprised how you all are traveling on studying. क्या करते क्या हो आप? नहीं डांटना मुझे, मेरी एनर्जी वेस्ट नहीं करना. You all are quite responsible. But keep your videos off. I don't know in setting if I can do that, only my screen should come. I did the pin light, but still. चलो ठीक है, कोई नहीं. 1 minute, huh, dear students. Usually I keep the files open, but today I don't know what happened. Yeah. Those who are live with me in Zoom chat box तो ऑन है बेटा, लेकिन आप सब अपने स्क्रीन्स और वॉल्यूम और पूरा बंद रखो, डिस्टर्ब नहीं होना चाहिए. चलो शुरू करें साथ में. Okay, what we'll do is we'll draw a format of the cost sheet. Now you can say, ma'am, everything is printed in your compiler. तो आप ना एग्जाम में से टिक टिक नहीं लगाने वाले हैं. Am I right? You are going to solve 3 hours of paper and 15 minutes of reading time. For that reason, I want all of you to please note this. Yeah, Big Bazaar case I'll tell you little later. Very nice definition you have given, Sangeeta. Cost sheet is a statement where all costs are allocated in various functions. According to their nature, we allocate. And listen, all of you, a warning I am giving you. There is no student who gets 0 marks in the cost sheet. You know why? Cost sheet, चिट्ठा बनाना किसी को भी आता है. But you lose marks when you are wrong in this step. Like some of the expenses which are related to admin, by mistake you put in factory overhead, still your total cost, profit and sales will tally, but you will lose the marks instead. So let us learn the format, and I want everyone with me to write it and share the picture in our WhatsApp challengers group. ठीक है, चलो साथ में करते हैं. Make the format of a cost sheet. What is cost sheet, beta? It is nothing but a statement. Whenever we say cash flow statement, bank reconciliation statement, the format is always particulars, amount. Okay, right. So how that format is, little detail I'll make you write. This is going to be your particulars. Sometimes if we have to do a working, one important thing is in the costing, the secret is try to do maximum working there itself, least working notes. Had it been your accounts, investment question, yeah, single entry, we do partnership, we do everything in the working notes. Yes, same way income tax also we write some working notes, but not required. यहाँ पे यहीं के यहीं calculation कर लेंगे working. And next column is amount, and the next column is per unit, or sometimes it's percentage. Either percentage are given or per unit is given, and the working. Until now everything clear? Everyone has drawn the cost sheet, right? There are simple cost sheets in the BCom exam also asked without stock. I'm giving you cost sheet with stock, so make sure you learn it with me. First, we will write if it is a manufacturing industry, they will have opening stock of raw materials. Say, let us take example of peanuts. Add to 8 purchases. When you add purchases, you add direct purchase expense. Are you writing with me? Opening stock of raw material is already there. Add purchases. Ma'am, while purchasing raw material, I paid carriage inward, I paid freight, I paid GST, and I'm not going to claim input tax credit. So add all that. This part detail I will teach you in material chapter. Okay. Now add purchases हो गया minus the closing stock of the raw material, and what you get is called as direct raw material consumed. Say I had 10 bags, I purchased 100 bags, and 5 bags are still in stock. So 105 bags I have consumed. Forget about what's given in the compiler. On screen with Dipti ma'am, write it for once, let it take 20 minutes, I don't mind. Opening stock of raw material plus purchases minus the closing stock raw material consumed. Ma'am, if this is not what do you call it? If this is not a manufacturing company, direct material you can take. Okay, we'll work out different kind of what do you call as cost sheets. Okay? After direct material, direct labor. Anyone is confused, ma'am, what is direct labor means? Those workers who are directly working in the manufacturing unit, and their labor can be associated with the output. So those kind of the direct labor. Definition में कोई भी doubt है तो first chapter refer करो. Okay. And then we have direct expenses. Many times in the exam cost sheet, direct expenses is missing. Leave it. Now what you get is called as your prime cost. For so many of you, this may be very easy. Keep patience. If Dipti ma'am is making us write, instead of referring the printed format, there is some reason. अगर आप चाहते हो कि 3 घंटा the pen should flow and you should not complain, my exam is not over in 3 hours, तो फिर लिखो direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. This will be your prime cost. Add to it factory related expenses, factory ka rent, depreciation of plant and machinery, insurance, indirect expenses in the factory like factories, labor and all. So factory overhead, all some of the books also call it as production overhead. Okay. So prime cost, factory overhead, production overhead. Now what we get is called as gross works cost or factory cost. Gross works cost, or another name is factory cost, because you have already added the factory overhead. Add to it opening work in progress minus is always in bracket, closing work in progress. We get the works cost or the factory cost. Promise you all are learning and writing it with a different colored pens. Morning in the challenges group, I gave you instructions that use at least 2 pens. One is your black ballpoint pen, which you have to use in final exam. Use that same pen, and so that ये छोटी-छोटी चीजें doesn't make our answer sheet uncomfortable. So black ballpoint pen which you are going to use in final exam, उससे आप question answer solve करो. But these are like booster notes. So for writing this in the beginning of the chapter, use a different colored pen, purple, pink, red, whatever you wish to. Per अलग colored pen. ठीक है? In the factory, you know what is opening work in progress? Like pulp of the peanuts. What is peanuts? Raw material. What is peanuts? Oil, groundnut oil, finished goods. But there is 1,000 tons of peanut pulp on 31st March which is yet to be processed. Is this my work in progress? Beach mein hai. Neither it is raw material nor it is complete. But if 1,000 tons, it is having like lakhs of rupees of value. So shall we include that? Yes. Ma'am, if stock information is missing, then material labor overhead, add factory overhead, directly you will get the factory cost. Okay, right. Now here one detailed format is there. Right now I am taking administrative overhead. Administrative overhead you will take here only if it is related to production. Nothing given. मैम एग्जाम में दिया ही नहीं था कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ओवरहेड प्रोडक्शन से रिलेटेड है या सेल्स से. देन टेक इट हियर. नाउ यू विल गेट द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. Whatever units you have produced, how much is the cost? Add to it opening stock of finished goods. Okay, you have produced 800 tons of groundnut oil. 100 tons was already there last month's stock. Can I call this as cost of goods available for sale? Sometimes you need to write this, sometimes you can skip. जैसा opening closing लिखा है ना, direct लिख सकते हैं. Already I have produced 1,000 tons. I had 100 tons. So I have 1,100 tons of goods which are available for sale. Minus closing stock. Minus closing stock of finished goods. Ma'am, in the exam, opening stock quantity was given, but rate was not given. You can take rate per unit of whatever you have produced. Clear to all of you? Right. And if they give, fine. Nothing given first in, first out. Closing stock will always be at the current cost. अब ये stock की information मैं revise कराऊंगी आपको material chapter. चलो, ये हो गया कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रोडक्शन. एड ओपनिंग स्टॉक, cost of the goods available for sale minus the closing stock. You get cost of goods sold. Super duper important for single entry, for accounts, for cost sheet, and so many other topics. In FM ratio analysis, cost of the goods which are sold. Already I had 100 tons. 1000 I produced. 1100 ho gaya. Only 50 are there in my godown. Huh? And 1100 I have. That means 1150 I have sold. Yeah. When I sell, that time I incur selling and distribution expenses. Did I talk about this yesterday? Yes. Selling expenses related to sales, advertisement, bed debts, secondary packing, primary packing to ऊपर ही आ जाएगा. Okay, right. Sometimes we will add administrative overhead if it is given as general. If it is related to production, ऊपर ही रहने दो. Otherwise here. Now what you are getting is cost of sales. You know, dear students, my mind is going to the integrated ledgers. That zip zap is exactly your cost sheet. Once you get cost of the sales, now what you are doing? Add profit, and now what you are getting is called as sales. Literally, I'm saying one thing, dear students. If you are attending on live class, if you can see your teacher's effort, if you can see the your efforts in putting the money, you all have registered, खर्चा किया है तो वसूल करो. घूम के क्लासेस मत सुनो. मैं कोई रेडियो में आरजे नहीं बजा रही हूँ. Sorry to say that. Sit alert on a desk table with the calculator and pen which you are going to use in final exam, and work out the problem. A student like me with 63 and 67% in 10th and 12th can do CA degree. You all can also do. But commitment चाहिए. ठीक है? चलो देखो. देखो मेरे साथ फिर से. Particulars. Working if some calculation is required. Amount per unit only if they say in exam, or percentage. Now, opening stock of raw material purchases minus closing stock is direct raw material consumed. Nothing given. You can take the direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. This is like your core cost beta. This is called as core cost. मतलब आपका prime cost है ये. ठीक है? Right. इसके बाद after this, we have your factory expenses, your gross works cost will come. Add opening work in progress minus closing work in progress, you get the factory cost, right? Okay. And then in the factory cost के बाद आएगा आपका administrative overhead. If it is related to production or nothing given, you can take it here. You will get the cost of the production. Add opening stock of finished goods, you get cost of the goods available for sale. This you do it only if required. You can write only if required. Otherwise, directly you can write opening stock minus closing stock. You will get the cost of the goods which are available for sale minus closing stock will give you the cost of the goods sold. Add selling and distribution expenses, admin if it is general, cost of sales, and profit and sales. Tell me, anyone is having doubt in this? Of course, there's an advanced level of cost sheet wherein after factory overhead, you have to take the quality control. I'm showing you that. But is this base level clear to all of you? And tell me one thing, dear students, if they give you this base and all fine, if they tell you to prepare a small cost sheet for 5 to 7 marks without your stock details, then you can prepare it very easy. Acha, how did I prepare cost sheet, dear students? ऊपर से नीचे, ऊपर से नीचे. Once I get this, I know that sales is 100 and profit is 20% on sales, 80. If they say profit is 20% on cost, 120, 120, you remember? See, now I'm going fast. Now I'm not stopping and explaining because separately I've taught you the concept. Clear? Right. Now see, what I'm saying is it okay for you? Listen and answer. Is it okay for you if instead of going up to down, you have to go hodgepodge? Ma'am, what is hodgepodge? They'll give you sales, they'll give you profit, they'll give you other details. Maybe purchases is missing, or opening stock of raw material is missing, or labor is missing. So if you know the format of the cost sheet, anything can be missing. Single entry ho gaya sabka? You know how to make data's account, opening data's, closing data's, buy sales, to bank all. So anything can be the balancing figure. Clear? So there's one more advanced level of format in your material, and this I have done for one product. They can ask you to make for two products. For example, make a cost sheet for pen, ball pen and ink pen. ठीक है, बना लेंगे, क्या बात है, दो कॉलम बना लेंगे अमाउंट की. Clear? I'm literally saying you will not realize from cost sheet you can directly jump to budgeting, you can go to job cost sheet, you can go to operating costing, you can go to integrated ledgers. इतना important है ये topic, and so many of you are feeling, maybe you are listening to me for the second time and you know it. Still trust me and do the classwork, do the homework. 2 days, 5 hours, 2.5 hours today and tomorrow. If cost sheet is over, isn't it a good deal? Right? Chalo. So with this, open your material now. Compiler 1. Compiler 2 की अभी तो जरूरत नहीं है बेटा. When it is required, I'll tell you. I hope you have promised me and you are doing it every day, reading some type of cost, discretionary cost, absolute cost, shutdown cost. ये पढ़ते रहो बेटा. थोड़ा repeat करने से speed आ जाएगी. Cost sheet. Okay. I'll teach all this little later. Some theories also there, वो भी छोड़ दो. Straight we will do some problems and then we will come to little detailed cost sheet also. Okay, one more secret I want to talk with all of you here is, if they say that all the figures are in thousands, this is applicable for accounts FM all. If they say all the figures are in thousands, so if they give 35, don't write 35,000, don't keep adding 3 zeros. If they have done it in 1,000, you also do it in thousands. Okay? Right. Chalo, with this, we will do some problems. Simple problem to get a grip on how to prepare the cost sheet. Okay? For this, we are doing directly problem number 2 in notebook. Forget that answer is given below that, but आपको मेरे साथ practice करना है. This is a practice batch. So that while ticking it looks very easy, tick tick करके, but when you actually solve it, you take time. So let us do problem number 2. Prepare the cost sheet and do all the calculations. Don't copy and answer in chat box, because you have to do the calculation in final exam. मैम आप बहुत डांट रहे हैं. ठीक है, बस आज के लिए डांट हो गई, अब नहीं डांटूंगी. पढ़ते हैं. Prepare the cost sheet with as many details as possible and ascertain the selling price. Okay. Yes. Direct material. See, I told you either they'll give you per unit. Per unit to पूछा है. And here they have given percentage. So whatever they give, we can write. Direct material is 12.5. Direct labor, production overhead, admin overhead, profit is 750, and just per unit they have asked, and 15%. Ma'am, you in this there is no opening stock, no closing stock of raw material, work in progress, 50 finished goods, tuck कुछ तो नहीं है, तो छोड़ दो. It's a beautiful small problem. Let's do it in notebook. आ जाओ. थोड़ा सा shall we do timings also? Shall we maintain? Yeah, I'm also changing the color. I want you all also to do the same thing ताकि याद रहे. हाँ, और एक और मुझे बोलना है आप सबको. I want all of you to please leave one full page after this cost sheet format. Anyone is having, I am seeing the chat box beta. आप लोग अगर लैपटॉप से कर रहे हैं तो थोड़ा चैट कर सकते हैं, ऑल क्लियर है या नहीं. Some of you are facing problem to join in Zoom. You can today, at least for today's class, you can join in the YouTube also अगर आपको दिक्कत हो रही है. फॉर्मेट में किसी को कोई डाउट है? By end of the class ना दीप्ति मैम will धमकाओ you. I'll come to your home, नींद में से उठाएंगे, चलो बोलो cost sheet. See, when you love the subject, it's not inter. Your final also becomes so good. Chalo. So around one page I'm leaving here and then I'm going to the next one. So we are doing problem number 2 now. We are preparing simple cost sheet. Simple cost sheet. So we will take up particulars. There is no working required now. So directly we will write percentage or per unit as given an amount. Ma'am, you have changed the format. Yeah, because it's a simple problem. No working is required. Can you all please use scale? I also have a scale here. ये रहा. अब उसको मैं ऐसे करके ऐसे करूं तो आप लोगों का बहुत टाइम जाएगा. ठीक है, बता ही दिया है तो मैं कर लेती हूँ. है ना? चलो. Now, first they said direct material. Just copy the data in paper. Copy the data in paper. मैम ब्लैंक हो जा रही हूँ, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कॉस्टिंग के पेपर में. कॉपी द डेटा. डायरेक्ट मटेरियल इज 12.75%. डायरेक्ट लेबर is 17.5% of the sales. Direct expenses is missing. So no need to write and put blank. Directly we can write prime cost is 30% of the sales. After that, add factory overhead or production overhead. My left hand is on the question. जहाँ question दिया है. And with right hand I am writing. If you are lefty, you use left hand for pen. मतलब ऐसे silly मेरी बात मत पकड़ लो. But keep one hand on the question paper so that you are not losing the track. Factory overhead is 1/3 of the prime cost. So 1/3 is 10%. So what is the factory cost or the works cost? 40%. So pretty simple problem for. See, very important thing, I want to put a word of mouth to everyone. Cost sheet you can learn anywhere. I'm not saying that I'm teaching too good, other teachers are not doing. With whatever teacher, whatever subject you learn, very important is today and tomorrow, analyze the level of the questions we are doing. I'm saying I feel very bad when some of the students say, ma'am, in your material, only 15 problems are there in cost sheet. We have practiced whole day 35 problems. But of BCom level, इसी को double कर दो, इसी को आधा कर दो. Are you writing those simple exams or this is a professional exam? So you are smart enough, decide it, judge and comment below if you feel really the quality of the questions, not over tough to scare you, but professional exam level. That's why we are going to do the past exam का पूरा बहुत मेहनत लगी है. Past exam, all the chapters, questions, I got it hand typed and then chapter wise I myself have aligned it so that all papers of the last 4-5 years are there in your compiler too. If you are able to solve that, nothing can stop you getting 87-88 marks in costing. पक्का आ जा. और ये बात सबको भी बोलना कि कहाँ से पढ़ना है, कैसे डिसाइड करना है, क्वालिटी ऑफ द मटेरियल एंड ऑफ कोर्स एक्सप्लेनेशन एंड ऑल अदर थिंग्स. चलो, नाउ ऐड टू दिस administrative overhead, 50% of the cost of the production. So in factory cost, if you add administrative overhead, you are getting, are you all with me? कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन का 50% एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ओवरहेड है, तो फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट विल बी 50% एंड दिस विल बी 80. मैम प्लीज रिपीट, आई विल रिपीट. सी, administrative overhead is 50% of the cost of production, and factory cost and administrative overhead put together is this. That means if this is 40%, this is 40%, तभी तो इसका हाफ ये आएगा. आपको समझ में आया? Cost of the production. Now they say profit is 750 per unit. अच्छा, in amount column I want all of you to write. We are not preparing for number of units, we are preparing for per unit. So after cost of production, selling expenses may be there, may not be there, we don't know. What you will get is cost of the sales, and in cost of the sales you have to add profit to get the selling price. Ma'am, can we write sales? Yes beta, you can write sales when there are number of units given. This time only thing given is per unit. So sales ka 15%. Sales is 100. Because why you are taking 100? Because उसपे percentage है. So what will be the cost of the sales? 85%. You can put an arrow mark like this in exam. That means 5% is selling expenses, balancing figure. Please be super duper honest with yourself, with your teacher, if you are on a journey to become a super smart professional. कोई भी डाउट है तो पूछो. लेट द होल क्लास अंडरस्टैंड. अरे मैम के साथ साथ सब लोग कर रहे हैं, मैं कैसे डाउट पूछूं? पूछो ना. And if it is all clear, put me a message. See, I went like this down, but then I said, okay, selling price is 100. Ma'am, how did you take 100? 12.5% of 100. Profit is 15%, but the cost of the production is 80, means 5% balancing figure is selling expenses. Now profit they have given is 750. Can you calculate sales? 15% profit is 750. 100 is kitna? 750 into 100 divide by 15. अरे कॉपी मत करो. अरे आज का डांट हो गया. अरे दीप्ति मैम आप रोज इतना डांटोगे? थोड़ा सा ही डांटो. कैलकुलेट करो, बिकॉज यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट बेटा फॉर फाइनल एग्जाम. अच्छा है, क्लियर है? $750. What is 750? Yes. 15% profit is 750. It's given. My left hand is in the question. Now, those who have not registered and not having material, please register so that you get the material and you can do the sum. And now can we go? 85% of now you know what you should do to save your time in exam. 5000 को M plus में डाल दो, memory plus में. 5000 का 85%, 4250. 5000 का 5%. So memory में से you can recollect and do. So this is 4000. तो इसका आधा, this is 2000. So this is 2000. 10% is factory overhead, 500. 30% of 5000, 1500. 5000 का 17.5%, 875. 5000 MR का 12.5%, 625. Cost sheet is over. 5 to 7 minutes you will take in the final exam. Did you all like the level of the questions what we have done until now? Is it a good practice? There is no stock beta in this problem. कोई stock नहीं है. But this is the way you have to do. Acha, instead of this, if they would have given per unit, can you still complete the problem? Yes. Material, labor, expenses, prime cost. Add factory overhead, factory cost. Add administrative overhead, cost of production. Add selling expenses, cost of sales. Add profit, sales. Shall we go to the next problem? Promise everyone is having this in the notebook. And if this comes in the exam, then say, literally, I am not boosting myself. Those who have studied from January from the DT compiler, tell me this May exam का paper देख के बोलो कि आपको लगा या नहीं कि same questions हैं. अब this question, this picture, I don't know. You feel it works? Shall we make that kind of poster? Chalo. Next question we are doing. Question number 2 is over. Ma'am, question number 1. Question number 1 is homework to be solved in writing on your own without any help, with stopwatch, which duration? Question number 1, duration 8.5 minutes, and then check your answer. I'm literally telling you with these tricks, 2 decades I've been saying, और जिसका speed नहीं था ना, ये तो छोटा topic है. Students have told me, ma'am, amalgamation, internal reconstruction, we used to take 35-40 minutes. They have reduced and done awesome. क्या करना है आपको? Homework. Question number 1. Prepare cost sheet. Duration 8.5 minutes. Then you self-correct it. Answers are there. You can correct it. And any doubt you have while doing the homework, click the picture and send me in challenges group. Don't wait कल सुबह 11 बजे मैम से पूछेंगे, मत वेट करो. Okay? चलो. Right. So we will go to the next question. With stock we will do. How was the cost sheet right now we have done, beta? Without the stock. Can they ask you that? Yes. Now let us do the 4th problem. 3rd is also homework. अब थोड़ा होमवर्क रहेगा. स्टडी मटेरियल मेजर जो टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम्स है फ्रॉम सीए आल्सो फ्रॉम सीएमए आई हैव ऑलरेडी पुट इन दिस एंड बाकी आई विल आस्क यू, कल करेंगे हम दोनों मटेरियल के. द बुक्स ऑफ आदिल को प्रेजेंट्स फॉलोइंग डेटा फॉर द मंथ ऑफ अप्रैल. डायरेक्ट लेबर इज 17,500 and it is 175% of the works overhead. Everything is between cross multiplication. Everything is between cross multiplication. If direct labor is 17,500 and it is 175% of the works overhead. So works overhead 100 कितना होगा? 10,000. अरे समझा है नहीं? Works overhead 100 है, तो 175% of works overhead is direct labor, and that's 17,500. So 17,500 is for 175%, for 100% kitna? 10,000. So you got works overhead. Now cost of the good, this is the tricky part. Isko star mark karo. Ma'am, is this the way to study? Yes. Tricky problems are to be marked with stick on so that one day before exam, if you are not having time to revise all the 20 problems of cost sheet, can you revise the important ones? Yes. Some of you are like, ma'am 20 है नहीं, आप कैसे काउंट कर रहे हैं? मैं बताती हूँ. अरे रुको ना. Cost sheet में how many questions are there here? 13. And then there are questions in the cost sheet in your compiler also. So more than 20 only for sure. Chalo. Cost of the goods sold excluding administrative expenses is 56,000. Inventory details are given. 1st April is opening. All this. This is closing. Selling expenses are given. General expenses are given. Sales is given. You are required to find out the value of the material purchased. I told you, no. Opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. So here they have asked you purchase only. Prepare a cost statement showing various elements of the cost sheet and profit earned. Okay, right. Chalo. So we will take up the 4th problem now. In notebook, stopwatch के साथ. 1 second, dear students. Problem number 2 we have done. Now we are doing problem number 4. Okay, in your notebook along with stock. So even if the information is jumbled, can we prepare the cost sheet nicely? Cost sheet for the month of April. Okay, cost sheet prepared for the month of April. Particulars. This time they didn't give percentages. I want to give you a very vast mindset कि कुछ भी एग्जाम में आ सकता है बेटा देखो. Particulars, amount, and they didn't give you per unit or any working, nothing. ठीक है. Particulars and amount in rupees. They didn't say it is in thousands and all, so we can also decide. Acha, those who are not having the question paper, one last time I'm sharing the screen. You can keep a screenshot. देखो, question का screenshot ले लो बेटा, या अपने मोबाइल में picture ले लो. And if you're attending the class with laptop, keep the mobile open, because you know reading the question paper is an art. दीप्ति मैम ये आप बार बार बोलते हैं, क्या करूं? आई नो डॉक्टर नहीं हूं मैं, पर एटलीस्ट बच्चों के लिए तो हूं. I can literally feel the way you read, putting your hands, and the way you put things in answer sheet. That really helps you to score super marks. ठीक है? So problem number 4, in your notebook, check your watches. Though I will take little extra time for the explanation, but फिर भी चलो. Start with raw material. This time you have all. So you have opening stock of raw material. Pick up the figures from your question paper. Opening stock of raw material 8,000. Purchases is going to be the balancing figure. It's missing. Can I put a block over there? Yes. Minus the closing stock of raw material. Closing stock of the raw material. किधर गया closing stock of the raw material? 10,600. Are you all doing with me in notebook? So this will give you raw material consumed. Add to it direct labor. Direct labor we have already worked out, beta. You know direct labor, and I'm reading out the problem. Direct labor is 17,500. It's given on the top. And direct expenses is missing. Direct expense nahi diya hai, chhod do. So can we have prime cost? Don't do the total. Don't do matlab you cannot even do because purchase is missing. Add works cost or factory cost. Factory cost is direct labor is 175% of the factory cost. So can I say, अरे screen ही बंद हो गई. हाँ, दिख रहा है सबको? हाँ. Can I say बेटा this is, अरे 1 minute. हाँ. Direct labor is 175% of factory cost. So definitely factory cost is 100% is 10,000. After the factory cost, what you get, you call it as works cost or factory cost. Add to it. Add to it opening work in progress. You can call it as gross works cost or works cost. Opening work in progress ऊपर दिया है 10,500. Closing work in progress minus करना है, तो I'll put it in bracket 14,500. This will give you again works cost only. Yeah. Add administrative overhead. Administrative overhead. We don't know, but it is there. Administrative overhead is there. And it is given along with the cost of the goods sold. So better we take it later. I told you administrative overhead you can take here or later. They have given cost of goods sold minus हम बाद में लेंगे. Now, after works cost, directly opening stock of finished goods. It's given 17,600. Closing stock of finished goods 19,000. We get cost of production and administrative overhead. Ma'am, how did you decide? Because they added cost of goods sold minus administrative overhead दिया है ना, तो यहीं पे होगा. So this will be the cost of the goods sold. Anyone is having doubt in format, please say. I'll repeat. Material, labor, prime cost, add factory cost. And I'm just writing like scattered figures. How many of you are getting the feeling of solving sudoku? ये सुडोको रहता है ना, ऐसे भी आना है, ऐसे भी आना है. You remember or not? So do we have a method? No, I am also not having method, but I know rule कि I have to park like this. Whatever information is available, I am parking and I am doing. Mindset is very important to score exemption. So cost of the goods sold we got. Now add to it selling expenses, selling and distribution expenses. 3,500. It's given. General expenses. Nothing given. General expenses will also come here only. 2,500. And finally, what you get in cost of goods sold, if you add selling expenses, you get cost of sales. And in that profit, if you add, you will get sales. So sales is given to you 75,000. Good. प्लीज डोंट गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप. ठीक है, ये तो नहीं समझा, कॉपी कर लेते हैं, नेक्स्ट कर लेंगे. नो वन शुड कॉपी इन दीप्ति मैम्स क्लास. इफ यू डोंट फॉलो, डोंट कॉपी. आस्क योर डाउट. इफ यू आर फीलिंग टाइपिंग इज टू ट्रबल, ठीक है, लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग हो रहा है, होने दो. यू कैन अनम्यूट एंड आस्क. डोंट ऑन योर वीडियोस, दैट विल डिस्टर्ब द स्क्रीन. बट डेफिनेटली यू कैन अनम्यूट एंड आस्क. बेटा कोई प्रॉब्लम. Many students are, I'm literally saying, it's not wrong to be confident, beta. Don't be overconfident. Yeah, Dipti ma'am is doing cost sheet, I can do on my own. On your own also, you will take 2 hours. So why don't you attend the class with me and complete? Am I right? If you don't agree, you can always give your viewpoint. I'm ready to adopt all the knowledge from you youngsters also. Bolo. यहाँ तक clear है data? चलो. Now we will use the information. I'm writing on the right hand side. You can write cost sheet के नीचे. Just to sync here, I'm making working note 1 here. They said cost of the goods sold minus administrative expenses. Excluding administrative expenses is 56,000. What is the cost of the goods sold? I don't know. What is the administrative overhead? Administrative overhead and general overhead, have they given combined? Yeah, 2,500. They have given that combined. 1 second, dear students. 1 minute. Cost of the goods sold. Excluding the administrative expenses. Okay. Administrative expenses are combined with the general expenses and they have given here. So cost of the goods sold excluding administrative expenses is 56,000. This is given ready. No need to make the working also. Administrative and general. These expenses are common. General and administrative expenses you can write. 1 minute. I'll share the screen and clear your doubt. Look at the question. See. Cost of goods sold excluding administrative expenses. That means administrative and general expenses will come below the line with selling expenses. Selling to the general expenses are nothing but your administrative and general expenses is 2,500. Okay, and this is 56,000. Okay, right. Chalo, let us continue now. So if cost of goods sold is 56,000 excluding the general expenses. Now if you add that, can you complete this? 59, 61 and 62,000. You can put an arrow mark like this in exam so that they'll come to know what you are doing. Okay. Next. 62, 72, 75. So this is 13,000 balancing figure profit. Now here administrative expenses are not there because it's after the cost of goods sold. So COGS and cost of production is same, 56. Now can you go reverse? Please put arrow mark in exam so that let the paper corrector also know that you have followed. 56,000 plus 19,000 minus 17,600. Ma'am, why you are doing reverse? Because we are going ulta. 47,400 plus 17,600 minus 19,000. ठीक है? 57,400 plus 14,500 minus 10,500. 61,400 minus 10,000. 51,400 minus 17,500. 33,900 is your raw material consumed. अभी भी हम ऊपर ही जा रहे हैं. 33,900 plus 10,600 minus 8,000. You are getting your purchases as 36,500 answer. Tell me, is this clear to all of you? Only hint was cost of goods sold excluding administrative overhead. तो ठीक है, administrative and general overhead को नीचे ले लो. So many times we take it up also. This time they have said excluding. So we have taken it down. Clear to all of you? Yes, you can do like this in exam in one sheet. Okay. Shall I go to the explanation one more? यहाँ तक किसी को कोई doubt है? Everyone got the balancing figure as 36,500 and put it in the dabba so that everyone knows that it is your answer. Got how to make a cost sheet with stock. First one was cost sheet without stock. है ना? चलो. Please see in my compiler. I don't know whether it is right or not. This is the first time that I have given the answers also. Now if students feel अरे हम कभी भी कर लेंगे आंसर है मैम की क्या जरूरत है तो explanation के साथ करो तो you will learn many other things, reading skills, writing skills, all. Now here they have made this statement as working. You can skip in exam. Cost of goods sold say they have come reverse to get the material purchase. And then from raw material consumed, they have prepared the cost sheet. Instead of that, you can prepare in one single column itself. Is it clear to all of you? पक्का? हाँ, दो दो बनाने की जरूरत नहीं, आप एग्जाम में टाइम सेव कर सकते हैं. चलो. So now we know both the kind of the cost sheet. I'm going very small baby step. This is not end. There is one more cost sheet wherein instead of selling overhead, they will give advertisement expense. They will give bed debt. So it's a selling overhead. They'll give factories rent. So factory overhead. Supervisor salary, factory overhead. Salary paid to accountant, admin overhead. Depreciation on the computers used in admin block. Okay, right. So two problems we have done. There is one more detailed format. I'm taking it now only so that we can do the other problems tomorrow advanced level, but take 5 minutes break. It's more than 1 hour we started and we need to go on till 1:30. जल्दी से वापस आ जाओ और ब्रेक में मुझे टाइप करके भेजना अगर कोई डाउट है तो. All right. Are you also back? Yes. What is the format of the cost sheet? Quickly. Yes. Material, labor, direct expenses, you get prime cost. Okay. If there is in material, opening material purchase minus closing material consumed. After prime cost, you add factory related expenses, you get works cost. Add opening work in progress minus closing work in progress, again you get works cost. In that, administrative overhead only if it is related to production. You get the cost of production. Add opening finished goods minus closing finished good, you get cost of the goods which are sold. Add selling, distribution, general, admin expenses, you get cost of sales. Add profit, you get sales. बोलोगे ऐसे, right? This is for the speed. When you are learning the concept, go as slow as you want. Okay. But once you have completed the concept, then we need to speed up. Okay. So now we will see one more format of the cost sheet. 20-30% of chances you are getting that in exam, but it is now in depth that if they give you primary packing, you have to take it above, because bina primary packing ke you cannot sell the product. Secondary packing, you have to take it in the selling and distribution. So instead of overhead, if they give you directly, how will you bifurcate? ठीक है? 1 minute. 1 मिनट रुक सकते हैं सर, केवल चल सकते हैं. हाँ. Okay, so we have done the fourth problem, and now for the next problem we need little more detail. One more problem similar to this we will do, and then we will go to next. Are you all with me? All clear until now? Fourth problem we have done. First and third is homework. Okay? First and third is homework. Fifth one we are doing now in class. Just similar to this, little difference in the language. Comprehensive. This is a past exam question for 10 marks. From the following record, and this time they have given figures in thousands. So what did I say? Don't convert it into zeros. Wahin ke wahin you also do it in thousands. So inventory is given. Look at the screen and tell me if something very tricky is given. January figures are given later. December figures are given first. This is opening stock. This is closing stock. By mistake, if you take raw material opening, raw material gone, problem will go wrong. Many times they do this in the cash flow statement also, that the closing figures are given first and opening later. So be careful about that. Okay? Work in progress is 50% complete, sales, labor. This time it's not administrative overhead, it's like management expenses. So if general and administrative expenses we can take with sales, management expenses will come up only, admin. Direct labor is 175%. Cost of the goods sold excluding administrative overhead is 11,500 per unit. Ma'am, they have given per unit. What is the number of units? We will get. Selling expenses is 700 per unit. And total selling expenses are also given. 3,50,000. And selling expenses are per unit is 700. 350 divided by 700. 500 units. What am I doing last 5 minutes, beta? मुझे भी पता है कि आपको भी read करना आता है. I am reading with the mindset of the students, so please observe this. This is the feedback I have got from students that you literally make us how to read the question also. तो मैंने पहले ही alert sign बताया कि this is opening, this is closing. Now if they give you selling expenses total and selling expenses per unit, can you get number of units? Can you get the administrative overhead total? Yes, right. Compute the value of the material purchase, same like last problem. Determine the rate of the profit. Discuss whether interest payment 2 lakh on working capital would affect the rate of. So these two questions we can answer later. But as soon as we prepare cost sheet, we can answer the first one. Okay. So question number 5, we can call it as 1, 2, 3 or ABC bit. Let us begin with the first part. Okay. Right. Question number 5. First part. Question number 5. First part. First part. First part. आ जाओ. You all are going to do with black ballpoint. No, I never use black color on screen. कभी करके देखना चाहिए. चलो. So we are doing 5th problem number 5th in class. And I am going to make a cost sheet. For which month? Nothing given. It is from January to December. Okay, right. And we will also make the columns for working this time. ये भी एक अच्छा तरीका है सीखने का. Particulars, working amount. Amount is in thousands of rupees, so no problem. मेरे स्कूल के टीचर देखेंगे तो डांट देंगे. ऐसा सिखाया दीप्ति, स्केल लगाना भी नहीं आता है आपको. Okay. Particulars. Working if needed. Amount is in thousands. So we will also write in thousands. Don't go on putting 3 zeros. Step by step quality good problems we are doing in class. So always start with opening stock of raw material if there is stock given. Opening stock carefully, we have to take 800. Opening is given baad mein, closing is given first. Those who are not having material, have you taken a screenshot or not? Purchases is going to be, oh, why did I write in working? I'll write in the main amount column. And purchase is going to be the balancing figure minus the closing stock of raw material. Now, which is exactly same like last problem. Can we go little fast? So you will get the raw material consumed. Add direct labor. Direct labor 1750. Direct expenses, I don't know. It's not there. So we'll skip it. What you get is called as prime cost. In the prime cost, add. Prime cost में क्या add करोगे आप? Factory overhead. Direct labor is 1750 and it is 175% of factory overhead. So 100%. Kitna? So 100% is like 1750 into 100 by 175. So it's coming to 1000. Cross multiplication, make it your best friend. I don't feel that I'm doing cost sheet. Exactly same logic I've taught you in capital gain chapter also. 100 has become 348. This has become what? 175% is 1750. So 100% will be 1000. Factory overhead. We get gross works cost. We can't calculate the amount now. And opening work in progress. 1050 minus closing work in progress 1450. You get the works cost. Add factory overhead ho gaya na. You got the works cost. This time we will take management expenses as admin expenses here. Okay, we can't know the amount right now. So you will get the management expenses or admin expenses and you will get the cost of production. Are you all with me? Is my speed fine? Cost of production. Cost of production में क्या add करेंगे? Opening stock of finished goods. See, we know the format. So whatever data is available, we are putting it. 1760. Minus the closing stock of finished goods. In between, I have told you cost of goods available for sale. You can write in the cost of production, if you add opening finished goods, you get, dear students, the cost of the goods which are available for sale. But write that only if it is required. Every minute is precious in 3 hours. So whatever is required, we are doing. I have read the problem exactly right. You read in final exam. Now, whatever data is available, put it on paper. This is the secret to score in costing. Okay? Closing stock of the finished goods. Likha. Closing stock of finished goods kitna diya hai beta? 1900 and it's closing. So we will minus. Now what you get, you call it as cost of the goods sold. Add selling expenses. They have given 350. Now what you get is called as cost of sales. Add profit. You get the sales. Sales is given 7,000. Done till here. Everyone is clear how we have made the cost sheet as fill in the blanks. Now, they have given direct labor first adjustment 175% that we have used. Now, I am making working note on the right hand side. If you are doing it in your register, anyone in my class is using diary or notebook, please don't use. So, use your full register and that too line because that's what you're going to use in final exam. And whatever booster notes we are writing, write with a different color. And this cost sheet, you do it preferably with black ballpoint pen, which you are going to use in final exam, and the same calculator. Not same like Dipti ma'am, same what you are going to use. So that m plus m minus best friend बन जाए आपके. जैसे मैं बन गई हूँ. पक्का? Clear है यहाँ तक? चलो. Working note 1. It says cost of the goods sold minus administrative overhead is 11,200 per unit. But for this, I'll keep this on hold. First, we know that selling expenses, number of units sold, we need to find. How? Total selling expenses are given and per unit is given. Look at the screen. What are the total selling expenses? 3,50,000. Ma'am, you said do it in thousands. Yeah, but this working to get the exact figure. And per unit selling expenses is given 700. 7 5s are 35. 500 units are sold. Is the working note clear? Ma'am, can we make this as working note 1 and what you have done as working note 2? Yes. Number of units sold. I'm doing it कि exam में से होता है ना वो लिखा, then you didn't get, so you did other. So be comfortable. It's a part of 3 hours journey. You can't make an answer sheet without scratching, beta. Huh? Chalo. So do we know the COGS? No. Do we know the administrative overhead? Management expenses दिया था ना, management and admin 250. हाँ, तो COGS I don't know, but administrative overhead is 250 and thousands. Clear? This is 11,200 per unit into 500 units. Look at screen and if you have a doubt, ask me. COGS minus administrative overhead is 11,200 per unit. So CHS, I don't know. Administrative overhead in this problem is related to management expenses. Agar general rehta to like, yes, kalka, I mean, say earlier problem, we would take it later. This is this. Now, can you solve this? COGS minus 250,000 is 11,200 into 500. It's like 56 lakhs. So can we get COGS as 58 lakh 50,000? 58 lakh 50,000. $58 lakh 50,000, and if you take it in thousands, you can write it as 5250. Now, come to the main cost sheet. Aja. What is the cost of the goods sold, beta? 5850. 5850. Working note 1. Working note 1. Cost of the goods sold. Now, can you complete this down first? 5850 plus 350, that is 6,200, minus 7,500 is 1,300. Oh, is it having the same figures? I took it from the past exam papers and study material, but the way they have given is different. Last problem they didn't give you per unit. This time they gave you. I know, but it is coming, zeros are coming same. Huh? Yes. So we got this as balancing figure, profit. Now can we go up and complete? 5850 plus 1900 minus 1760. So 5990. Minus 250. Keep the calculator on so that you are saving time. 5740. Now don't type 5740 again, beta. बहुत important छोटे छोटे ट्रिक्स हैं. 5750 plus 1450 minus 1050. मैम why are you doing plus को minus, minus को plus? क्योंकि हम रिवर्स जा रहे. 6140 minus 1000. 5140 minus 1750 is your raw material consumed. 3390 plus 1060 minus 800. Of course, some figures are different, some are same. Last problem and this. 3650 is your balancing figure purchases. 3650 is your balancing figure purchases. They gave management expenses, so we took it up. If I would have taken it down, different answer would have come. me some message, easy or not? 3 problems in writing you have done, 1 format you have written, and now we are learning little advanced problem. CA CMA all I am taking care. I can tell you study material, this problem I have already done here, and CMA study material, this one problem just check up, because rest we have done. I'll take care, don't worry. कल लेकिन आज पहले बेस तो कर लो. First and third problem is homework. Second, fourth, fifth we have done. Sixth is homework. But sixth I want to show you, because these kind of problems are repeatedly asked. You do it in notebook, but just see the format. Many times, beta, instead of factory overhead, they give you, what do you call it as? Load nahi ho rahi hai. Why is it showing loading? Are you all able to see the screen? It's rotating with me in my laptop. Can you see the screen, please? Can you message in the chat box? Zoom wale student bol do. Okay. Chalo. Sixth problem. Twice they have asked exactly same problem. So let us check it now. Once. From the following particulars, you are required to prepare monthly cost sheet of Shan Industries. Opening inventory, they have given 10,000 units. Closing inventory is missing. Raw material purchased. GST paid on the raw material purchased. Oh, in costing GST knowledge, हमको तो पता है. GST is paid on raw material, and if input tax credit is available, don't add it. If input tax credit is available on my purchases, don't add it in the cost of purchases. So nothing we'll do, we'll write a note and leave it. है ना? Wages paid, expenses paid for the utilities. Okay, expenses paid for utilities are nothing but direct expenses. Office and administrative expenses paid. Traveling allowance paid to office staff. Okay, if the traveling allowance is paid to office staff, you can take it as office and administrative expenses तो अलग दिया है, so you can take it as related to selling expenses. Office and administrative expenses हो गया, ठीक है. Selling expenses हो गया. Now machine hours worked is given and machine hour rate. So if you multiply this, you will get factory overhead. And 1,60,000 units are sold, whereas produced is 194, and already 10,000 units were there. 194 produced. So 2,04,000. Out of this 160 sold. 44,000 units are there as closing stock. ठीक है? देखो. Why they have made per unit? You know why? Ma'am, when we will come to know in exam that we have to prepare per unit, when finished goods figure is missing. 44,000 units are right, but multiplied by per unit, so I will need, no? So that time we can do this. ठीक है? Right. So first they have given you is raw material, add opening stock of raw material, this material consumed. Material consumed. Material consumed 1 crore 42 lakhs divide by number of units produced. 1,94,000 units are produced. Itna material. So you got this as per unit. This is optional. I'll tell you where to do if required. Wages diya hai. Expenses for utilities are direct expenses. You are getting prime cost. Add factory overhead. Opening work in progress, closing work in progress. You are getting cost of the production. Add opening finished goods. You can directly divide here. In this much cost, you have produced 1,94,000 units. 183, 78, 400 divide by 1,94,000. So per unit cost, why do you need for closing stock? Opening stock is given 10,000 units, 9,60,000. ये तो दिया है 10,000 units. Closing 44 कैसे आया? Clear है ना? So, ma'am, how did you decide that closing stock will be from current cost? Nothing given FIFO. Opening units are sold. Current production is sold. So, closing stock will always be at current cost per unit. Now, they have already given the office expense, traveling expense, selling. Admin expense, you should not take up because they have given office admin general. So, we have taken it down. Cost of the sales. And then they have said profit is 15% on sales. 15% on sales. So this is 85. 85 is this much. So 15 is this much. Can you cross multiply? 185, 89, 280 in your calculator. Multiplied by 15. Divide by 85. कितना आ रहा है देखो? 32,80,461. And then you get the sales. Followed all of you? Then also I'm saying homework is do it in writing with stopwatch. I feel you should not take more than 8 minutes. Even if you have taken 10 or 11 minutes, once you write it, you will definitely get it. Okay? Thank you for so many of you putting likes, but I think maybe you are attending June exam. तो अभी कहाँ दीप्ति मैम के साथ कॉस्टिंग पढ़े, अभी तो हम टैक्स पढ़ रहे हैं सारथी बैच. बट वो वीडियो देखते देखते पता चला मैम लाइव है तो यहाँ आ गए और आपने इतने सारे लाइक्स भेजे उसके लिए थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू, थैंक यू. चलो, yeah, little detailed format of the cost sheet I want to teach now. Seventh problem is exactly same homework. First, second, sixth and seventh. देखो पूरा same. Opening stock plus purchases, carriage inward, closing stock, material consumed, labor, factory overhead, opening stock of work in progress. This total, frankly, they have done. You can skip also. Closing stock, factory cost, add administrative overhead, cost of production, minus closing finished goods. There's no opening. एक स्टेप मिस हो गया यहाँ पे. Please change in your material. This is opening stock, not closing. Cost of goods available for sale minus closing cost of goods sold selling. There's no tricky part in this. This is a simple cost sheet for 10 marks. But if you do it perfectly, you know the ledgers which I will teach you, zip zap वाले कहाँ non-integrated में वो बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आएगा बेटा. So seventh one, without fail, do it and please tell me tomorrow what is your duration. Next one is also a past exam question. Very nice, very nice. 8th one. चलो करते हैं साथ में. 8th question. Can we go on 15-20 minutes more? ओवरडोज तो नहीं हो गया? समझ में आए पूरे प्रॉब्लम अभी तक? पुट मी अ मैसेज ऑल क्लियर. यस. लाइव चैट, जूम चैट. A fire occurred. I'm doing it in notebook. You all also do. This is also a past exam question. A fire occurred in the factory premises on October. Accounting records have been destroyed. Certain other records were available from September to October. Okay. Direct material purchase, sale, work in progress, matlab all this is opening. Direct labor, prime cost, cost of the goods available for sale. I have taught you. This time I'll use it because they have given that figure. Manufacturing expenses is 40% of conversion cost. What is it? I've told you. Percentage of profit on sales is 30%. The loss is fully covered by insurance. Insurance company wants to know the historical cost of inventory. Okay. So because there's a fire on 31st October, your closing stock of raw material, closing stock of work in progress, closing stock of finished goods, this is all destroyed by fire. Okay, so we can find it because we know how to prepare a cost sheet. Did you read the material exactly the way I'm reading? Oh, sure. Thank you so much for that comment, Jit. Your name is here, maybe. But definitely, all the BCom students can also watch this video for learning the cost sheet. But promise is, if I've made you write the cost sheet, write it in writing. Definitely, definitely. It will be super clear. Chalo. And share it if you're commenting this that your teaching style is good and it has really helped me in DT. Thank you so much. God bless you for sharing your feedback, and do share this with other students also so that phobia is gone. कोई चीज difficult नहीं है. I'm not a rank holder. I call myself average student, but very hardworking, very confident, and very smart working. That's what I want all of you to be. जरूरी नहीं है कि हम born intelligent है तो ही हम professional एग्जाम्स या कोई भी एग्जाम क्लियर करते हैं. हाँ, बट एक तरीका है. इफ एज अ टीचर आई से राइट इट इन राइटिंग. इफ यू हैव सीन लास्ट 5 minutes बेटा, yeah, for enrolling, the registration link and all are shared in Telegram and WhatsApp so that you get this material what we are using and you can prepare for your exam. It's very reasonable. Even BCom students can afford it because I am on a mission to help and to make the students that phobia free. कि कोई ऐसा हुआ नहीं है एग्जाम मतलब कोई बड़ा नहीं है. ठीक है. So registration link will be again shared in the Telegram today evening. Okay. And if you scroll up, you will get the link so that you can enroll and you can get the material beta. Okay. Chalo. Abhi dekho, the way I studied the question, I made it clear. What is cost of goods available for sale? Cost of production and opening stock. These many goods are available for sale. I taught you, but I didn't use it in other problems because it was not required. Here it is required. Another is this secret about conversion cost, which I have discussed yesterday, but definitely I'll teach now. And three kind of stocks are missing. The secret for costing is put the things on paper. So much is missing. Can we prepare, open it up like in a notebook में जितना समझ में आए हम लिख लेंगे तो अपने आप from here there all you will get the figures and you can complete it. Chalo. But promise me that whatever homework you do, trust me, it works, it works. I have not taken testimonial, but I know so many students who have reverted and said, ma'am, when you gave homework, we have written the duration 20 minutes, 13.5 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Over the period, you will do it in good speed. You will never complain that I am not able to complete my paper. It's a promise. अगर आप प्रॉमिस करोगे कि आप राइटिंग में प्रैक्टिस करोगे होमवर्क और ड्यूरेशन लिखोगे स्टॉप वॉच लगा के. मैम स्टॉप वॉच के लिए मोबाइल रखेंगे तो बीप बीप होगा तो एक छोटा सा स्टॉप वॉच ले लो. आई डोंट नो, शायद स्मार्ट वॉच में भी आता होगा. कुछ भी करो. व्हेन यू आर स्टडिंग विद दीप्ति मैम, व्हेन यू आर स्टडिंग विद योरसेल्फ, 2 hours फोन को साइड में रख दो. मैम दोस्त को बुरा लगेगा 2 घंटे तक रिप्लाई नहीं किए, वो आपका दोस्त नहीं है. और किसी को बहुत अर्जेंट है तो सबके पास आपके घर का एड्रेस है, आ जाएंगे, नहीं तो मम्मी के फोन पे फोन करें, है ना? दिस वर्क्स और नॉट? टेल मी, all this extra ज्ञान what I'm giving you, does it work? Chalo. Okay. So 8 problem in the notebook along with me. Don't check the answer, no, and give an honest feedback. I can next time print and give you only the question wala material. वो भी है, मैंने answers दे दिए हैं for you to check after doing homework. Problem number 8. Cost sheet we are preparing for 2 months. Everything is given for 1st September, but 31st October there was a fire, so we need to prepare the cost sheet. Scaling kar lo, particulars, वर्किंग के लिए थोड़ा सा बड़ा कॉलम छोड़ देंगे, and amount. Ma'am, should we make per unit or percentage? No, beta, not for this problem. When it is required, I am doing. See, C for costing and C for creativity. Did you observe so many problems we have done? Not a single problem is, same. So with every problem, what should be our mindset? That should be very, very clear. Particulars, working, amount. Should I write in thousands? No, because they didn't give in thousands. Chalo. Ab whatever data is available, put it in notebook. 2 minutes, I need a break. आप भी पानी पियो, अच्छा ध्यान रखो, बीमार पड़ने का टाइम नहीं है. There's a change in season. Sometimes it's extreme hot, sometimes it's raining, so take care. All right. Opening stock of raw material. Opening stock of raw material. Opening stock of raw material. 20,000. It's given. Excuse me. Next is purchases. Purchases दिया था ना आपको with carriage. Why I'm not able to see the figure? Purchases was given. ठीक है. Purchases minus closing stock. We don't know. Will give you direct material consumed. Just whatever you know, go on writing. Add direct labor. Direct labor. 2,22,250. Direct labor. Direct expenses is missing. We get prime cost. Prime cost is given beta 3. अरे ये कैसे हो गया? ये रेज नहीं हो रहा. कुछ व्हाट्सएप के टूल ऑन हो गए. 1 मिनट. All right. हाँ. Prime cost you got. It is given beta 397,750. Quickly. You're just putting the things on paper. 397,750. Okay. Prime cost. Add factory overhead. factory overhead. Okay. So for factory overhead, they said it is 40% of the conversion cost. We know what is conversion cost. I would like to make working note 1 for this, and I'm doing it on the right hand side. आप थोड़ा कहीं नीचे भी लिख सकते हैं. Just let us know. You know what they said? A new term I am adding. Can anyone in the class comment in the chat box what do you mean by conversion cost? While I explained you absolute cost, discretionary cost, I had highlighted yesterday. Conversion cost is very important for solving cost sheet, budgeting, all the problems. Conversion cost. Yeah, in raw material, if you add conversion cost, you get finished goods. So you know what is conversion cost? Labor plus overhead. Labor plus overhead is your conversion cost. So in the problem, I'm reading out again for all of you. Overhead is 40% of the conversion cost. That means, can I say labor is 60% of the conversion cost? Look at the screen. Yes, converting of raw material into finished goods. Whatever labor and overhead you add, this is called as conversion cost. I'm putting lot of energy in explanation. So I'm writing CC. Better you write conversion cost for once. नहीं तो बाद में मैम CC क्या था? So 40% is overhead. 40% of the conversion cost is overhead. So can I say 60% is labor? Now labor for 60% is given ready to you. 220 to 250. You know, this is called as Jugadu mind, which you all have and it is required for costing. I'm just opening up that portal. कैसे भी करके आंसर आना है. Ma'am, they have done this only, but the way they write is different. It's okay. If your working is clear but little different, you will get stepwise marks for working. So labor is 60%, 220 to 250. So can I say factory overhead is 40%, 222, 250 into 40 divided by 60. 60% of the conversion cost is 222. So first of all, 100% is how much? Or directly you can do 40% is how much? So overhead 40% is 148, 167. Please spare 2 minutes extra and tell me, is the working note clear? You don't write it on the right hand side. You can write it down. I have to scroll up and down to screen disturb hota hai. That's why I'm writing here. Raw material plus conversion cost is finished goods. This is the logic. Conversion cost is nothing but labor and overhead. So if overhead is 40%, labor is 60%. For 60%, if this is the figure, 40% kitna? Or you can do 100% also. Hai na? So overhead. Factory overhead is 148, 167. Prime cost में factory overhead add कर दो. So what you get, you call it as works cost. Works cost. 397, 750 plus 148, 167. So that is called as 545, 917. This is the works cost. Add opening work in progress. It's already given. Opening work in progress. कहाँ था? Opening work in progress दिया था ना? 40,000. Now I'm doing total so that I get closing work in progress. You can just write total. Ma'am, we didn't do last time because we are doing it to get what? Balancing figure correctly. Okay? Right. 595,917. 595,917 is your total. Minus closing work in progress, I don't know, beta. It will come as balancing figure. वो तो balancing figure ही आएगा reverse जाने पे. So we will get again the works cost. Ma'am, can we write this as gross works cost? Yes. Opening work in progress minus closing work in progress. ये आ गया आपका works cost. After works cost, add factory overhead. Factory overhead. अरे sorry, factory तो हो गया ऊपर. अब तो वर्क्स कॉस्ट आ गया. तो वर्क्स कॉस्ट या फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट के बाद क्या ऐड करेंगे? एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ओवरहेड. Administrative overhead is not given and it's not there also, so ठीक है, we'll check. We might get it as balancing figure. Administrative overhead. Now what you get is called as cost of production. Nothing given. Administrative overhead may not be there in the question. Cost of the production. Now add opening stock. Opening stock of finished goods is given in the question. Inventory 37,750. Now I am adding one beautiful step here. Cost of the goods available for sale. Is the logic correct? I have produced these many units. Add opening stock. I have cost of the goods available for sale and this is given ready to me. 557,775. Yes. So ma'am, can we go reverse? Yes. But can we complete first? Closing stock of finished goods is going to be your balancing figure. There's a fire, so you want 3 answers. A, B, C, 3 missing figures you want. And you will get it. Okay? Closing stock of the finished goods. So what you will get? Cost of the goods sold. Add selling expenses. Selling expenses. If they are there, we will take it as balancing figure. Now what we will get? We call it as cost of sales. Thank you. Thank you. That all is clear you are saying, Anjali. Thank you. Zoom students also can put message. दिख नहीं रहा है, मुझे दिख रहा है आपका chat box. Add to it what? Profit. Profit they have clearly given, it is 30% of sales. And now we have sales. Sales तो ready दिया है 7,50,000. तो उसका 30% is 1 month. Yeah. 7,50,000 का 30%. So can we get the profit like this? 750 into 30%. 2,25,000 minus 7,50,000. 525 you are getting cost of sales. Now no hint is given. You remember the first problem they gave you percentage. So we got selling expenses. Another problem they gave you selling expenses per unit. Now nothing is given. So nil. Can I say cost of sales and cost of goods sold is same? 5,25,000. Nil. As nothing is given in the question. So 525 and cost of the goods available are 557,775. This is given. So 32. 32,775 is your C bit answer. Finished goods. ABC 3 bits. They have asked कि finished goods का stock कितना था जिस दिन fire हुआ. So this is it. Now after this, reverse we will go. This is minus. 557, 775 minus 37,750 opening stock. So what was the cost of the production? 55. One second, dear students. 555. This is by mistake. I wrote 7. If you have also written 7, change it. 5,55,775. Purposely, they give this kind of tricky figures. 555,775 minus 37,750. So you are getting cost of the production 518,025. Now administrative overhead, nothing is given. So ignore 518,025. 518,025 is the works cost minus 595,917. So 77,892 minus करने के बाद 595,917 minus 77,892. This is your B bit answer. Closing stock of work in progress. है ना? So can we go reverse now? ऊपर तो किया ही है प्राइम कॉस्ट 397,750 minus 222,250. So you are getting 175,500. 175,500. Okay. Now two figures are missing. Actually, purchases is given. I don't know why it's not printed here. We'll surely check. It's given in the first line. One second. One second. दीप्ति मैम भी आपकी तरफ फिर से एग्जाम लिख रहे हैं. ये raw material purchase. We didn't write it that time. Exactly, I'm doing the mistake कि कभी कभी फिगर सामने हम एग्जाम में नहीं लिखते हैं. And then we realize, oh God, two figures are missing. अब balancing figure कैसे आएगा? So can we write here 2,50,000 is given. Now can we get the closing stock of raw material as the balancing figure? Balancing figure. कितना है देखो एक बार. Balancing figure. 175,500 minus 2,70,000. 94,500. This is your closing stock of raw material. First answer. Closing work in progress. Second answer. Closing finished stock. What we have assumed. अच्छा एक तो arrow mark ऊपर हर जगह करना है. You can do it inside or outside, so that you know that you have worked the problem like this. If you do this much, 10 out of 10 marks are yours. 10 out of 10 मिलेंगे बेटा, पर इतना करना पड़ेगा आपको. Clear? How was the problem? Good. 3 closing stocks were missing and one new concept we have used, universal concept. Ma'am, you taught this in cost sheet and the last chapter budgeting you are using. Yes. Conversion cost is nothing but in raw material. If you add labor and overhead, you get finished goods. The journey between raw material and finished goods is you are putting conversion cost to convert the raw material into finished goods. है ना? ठीक है? So this is how you can complete the problem. Of course, I took like almost 15 minutes with lot of explanation and going slow in working. Those who are live in Zoom, can you comment all clear or not? YouTube, already you are commenting all clear. Thank you for that. Will you do the homework in writing with duration? Yes. Tomorrow also full class for the cost sheet. आज एक्चुअली हमने लेट किए, नहीं तो हम एक और प्रॉब्लम कर सकते थे फॉर द कॉस्ट शीट. Could have easily done. Shall we do one more problem and then close? Thank you, dear. This is little haywire problem, but study material का है. ठीक है. I'll check with you and today or tomorrow. But today homework क्या है? First problem, third problem, fourth, fifth I did, sixth problem. And this one was seventh or eighth? Four problems you have to do homework. 7 minutes each. 7 fours are 28 plus buffer 5 minutes. When you do the homework, revise the cost sheet format. What I have given you. Have I given you some format? हाँ, उसको रिवाइज करेंगे और उसके साथ करेंगे. मैम एक और फॉर्मेट है. हाँ बिल्कुल है, जिसमें all things are given differently. Like instead of factory overhead, they have given expenses related to factory. All that in depth I'll teach you tomorrow. Now, before we close, one very simple problem, but the presentation is little different that I want to check up here. 8 तो कर लिया ना हमने. 9th. Yeah. A limited company, मतलब I call this literally सिर पैर बिना का problem, थोड़ा सा अलग है. For BCom, these many problems are too good. 1 to 8 only if you repeat enough. Of course, these are advanced level problems, and for 2 products also they are asking. A limited company has capacity to produce 1 lakh units of product. Its works cost is given. Works cost tak ready de diya. Oh God. Direct material, direct labor, prime cost, add your factory overhead. Works cost tak they have given you ready. So if you are working at this level, this is your works cost. This levels wala will be clear in flexible budget, but it's very simple. Now, fixed administrative expenses are given. Marketing. You operate at 80% capacity or you operate at 70%. Your variable cost will change, but fixed cost will be constant. You remember this? Yeah. Last 5 minutes. This very simple question. So administrative expenses, marketing expenses, variable distribution cost is given 30 per unit. So that you have to use. He can sell 100%. If you are working 100%, what is your works cost? 310. And what is going to be your selling price? 500. Okay. But if you want to work at 100% capacity, you have to incur certain additional expenses. Now, what are those additional expenses? It gives a gift costing 30. Okay. It gives lucky draw prizes. First prize, second prize, third prize. So this is like a fixed cost. ये देखो मैंने इसके लिए working भी बनाया. First prize, second prize, third prize and consolation. So if you want to work at 100%, 1 lakh ke to you will have to give the prizes. It spend 1 lakh on the refreshment for the customer. If you want to work at 100%, you have to give now sandwiches and samosas and nariyal pani to your customers because they are going to buy. They're going to be in your store for 3 to 4 hours. This mostly happens when you go for wedding shopping and you need to buy a lot of clothes, sari, jewelry at a time. So they give you all this service. Is it their cost? Yes. It can market 30% of the output at 550. See, 100% pay if you are selling, you will sell it in 500. If you sell at 30%, this is study materials problem. And thanks to so many of students, they brought it to my knowledge. Ma'am, बहुत easy है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा explanation देंगे, and I added it. Huh? Very good. Without incurring any of the expenses above. So if you are operating at 30%, you are selling it at 550, but you are not incurring these expense. हाँ, जो रूटीन वर्क्स कॉस्ट होगा ये सब तो होगा. ठीक है. नाउ कैन यू प्रिपेयर अ कॉस्ट शीट एंड 30 and 100%? Yes. 30% all routine expense still here. By 100% additional expense. So is the cost sheet same? but with amount and per unit column. Why per unit? अरे works cost ही per unit दिया है, 30% पे 380, 100% पे 310. So it starts only with that. Works cost. Ma'am, will we not make material, labor and all? No. You remember, go to your house property chapter, fair rent or municipal value, whichever is high. That or standard rent, whichever is low. That or actual rent. This I have made you learn, high, low, high, like waves. But so many problems, they just give actual rent, nothing else. Start with GAV. No need to write these steps. So at 30%, 30,000 units. At 100%, it is 1 lakh units. ये कहाँ से पता चला? 100%, 30%. They have a capacity to produce 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is max. 30% पे 30,000. Now your works cost is given. Okay. Next. Fixed administrative cost is 150 and marketing cost is 250. So fixed administrative cost is 150. Oh, this 0 is missing. Write down. And this is 250. Are you getting? 30,000 into 380 करेंगे तो वर्क्स कॉस्ट आ जाएगा और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव और ये फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट ऐड किया. अभी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट भी था. वेरिएबल सेलिंग एक्सपेंसेस 30 पर यूनिट सोल्ड. सो 30 into 30,000, 30 into 1 lakh, 30 lakh हो गया. Now 30% पे don't do all this. You will get your total cost and directly sell it 30% पे 550. 550 into 30,000 units. You will get this profit. ये आपका आंसर है, बैलेंसिंग फिगर. हाँ. Now, instead of 30,000, if you want to sell 1 lakh units, okay, 1 lakh units, तब क्या करोगे बेटा? 500 पे सेल करोगे. वो तो क्वेश्चन में दिया. And you will incur all. You will give a gift of 30 per unit. So 30 per unit into 1 lakh, 30 lakhs. You will give prizes. Prizes कितने के दिए? 1 lakh के दिए. Oh, 1 per unit आ गया. You will give 1 lakh के refreshment, 1 per unit. This program you will get a sponsor a TV program for doing your ad, 20 lakhs and 1 lakh units are produced, 20 per unit. So these expense will be incurred only if you operate instead of 30% and 100%. So you got this 396 and this, ठीक है? And this profit. आ गया आपका आंसर. Just like we speak Telugu, Gujarati, Marathi, Hindi, there's a language of costing. If you can put it on paper, that's why I've spared so much time in base building. Fixed cost, total, variable cost per unit, like this, and you will get the answer. Okay, so make sure you do homework in writing with duration, and I'm eagerly waiting for your answers in the challengers group. Put the picture. आज ये बनाया ना आपने वो cost sheet का format, वो भेजो and send me the duration. Ma'am, I took 40 minutes for 4 problem. I took 1 hour 10 minutes for 4 problem. ये मेरी बड़ाई के लिए नहीं भेजना है. This is like, I want to become your accountability partner. When you are accountable to Dipti ma'am, I have done 4 problems in 65 minutes. Whatever it is, that will awaken something in you, which will bring awesome results. Okay, right? Now continuing our alternate day challenge. Last time in the 21 days challenge, 1 second. 21 days challenge, I asked you to make your joy list. It's not wrong to go down or feel dull or scared or angry or feel all the emotions. It's okay. But you should know what are the ways to come out. Like for me, if I'm feeling little hurt or bad, I do writing. When I write the things out, I so many times write a letter to God. I write a letter to myself. The things become very clear. Or I write gratitude. Even मन नहीं है तो भी मैं लिखती हूँ. So this is my way. So what is your joy list? You like to go for a walk? That's what we have done. Today we are doing activity 2. And activity 2 today is mindfulness. This is taught so much to me by my teachers. That's what I'm saying. When you are learning with Dipti ma'am, strict instructions. हाँ, पीछे से कोई आ रहा जा रहा वीडियो ऑन है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Even there will be disturbance at my place. We can't say the world, I am taking a live class in YouTube, please don't disturb. ऐसे नहीं होता. कोई बेल बजाएगा तो जाना पड़ेगा. My mother-in-law is bedridden. If she calls me, I need to go. So that's okay. But whatever we are doing, can we put our 100% and do? Try. If you have a water bottle or if you have a glass of water, just try this once. Take the bottle nearby to your mouth. Literally, अभी तो मैं क्लास में, हमारा फोकस क्लास में है, तो I also do it fast. But at least one time in a day, instead of having the water standing, which we should never have, can we sit down with a glass of water, sip it, feel it, how the water is going down, and enjoy it? Are you feeling that relaxation in the throat till the stomach? और अब तो नीचे इतनी भूख लग रही है ना, तो वो खाली पानी बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है. कुछ तो गया पेट में, because I am also feeling hungry now. Tell me, this works. We always do it many times. You know, when we go to eat pani puri, by the time he's serving, like, maza aa gaya, we do it. Can we do it for listening also with awareness? Not all the time, everywhere it's not possible, I also know. But wherever it is possible, if someone is talking to you, your family member, your sibling, your mom, your father, can you just leave aside the mobile and close the screen and listen? It works. बहुत quality difference लगेगा. So many times, like I am going to teach you, अभी तो 21 days challenge में I'll teach you box breathing, I'll teach you प्राणायाम की जब झपकी लगे ना, पढ़ाई ना हो, तो कैसे करना है, क्या करना है. It's up to you if you want to take the benefit of 21 days challenge and then tell me, ma'am, why 21 days? I don't know. This is science. They say repeatedly, if you do things, it sinks, and I am also doing it. I have done 21 days yoga challenge, meditation, and it has really brought difference. Now it is like imbibed solid morning routine mein aa gaya hai. I don't need to put alarm to wake up at 6 o'clock. Body clock goes off at 10:30, it goes on at 6 o'clock. Huh? So nothing being appreciative about myself. Try doing things mindfully. And if there is something which is disturbing, ma'am, you said when I started doing costing homework, I got worried कि I have taken online classes for law also, और उसमें मुझे ये करना है. Put things on paper. Put things on paper. Like I'll tell you 20, I can say this is my you can do it diary, and this is always there on table. My personal work, my calls to be made, my things to be done, my other things, everything is in this. Okay, this I need to now get typed, this I need to be added in the material, whatever it is. So when you put that, ठीक है, वो डायरी याद रखे कि आपका माइंड ब्लैंक है, empty the mind and then start. Hope this trick works. Give me the feedback also. 2 days of challenge is over. Next, we will do it day after tomorrow. Once again, reminding all of you, registration link is open. And with this price, you will not get it next time. I know what efforts. Do you feel it's a fast track batch? कि एक दिन में cost sheet खत्म, एक दिन में labor खत्म. इतने patiently हम पढ़ रहे हैं. The aim is to help you clear your exam. Yeah, revision videos for every topic. You will find a playlist, costing revision videos, wherein the format booster notes are revised, that you can repeatedly watch. Once you complete costing and you are doing tax and accounts, you can watch that for repeated revision. वो YouTube में आएंगे. But live class is last tomorrow. Then it will be on Zoom and it will be in app. You will get all the material PDF, not hard copy. Hard copy, if you want to order, you have to order separately. PDF material आपको मिलेगा, आप print करा लो, और आपको chapter wise exams मिलेंगे, and Dipti ma'am as an accountability partner. If you are ready for it, go register. See you all tomorrow for the second class of cost sheet. Any doubts? Anyone wants to say anything? All clear? right? Bye-bye, all of you. Bye. Thank you so much for trusting me and watching this lecture till here at the end. It's very easy to go off and give beautiful reasons why you left the class early. And I'm okay with that. Will your answer sheet, final answer sheet, will it be okay? No, na? Mat do reason.